This video is to show you a good way to start a project inspired by Bisa Butler. This is a student example. Look at how we can see the features of a face, but they're done with really bright colors. It does abstract the face a little bit, but it also makes it kind of interesting to look at. Sometimes the things we do during this project will make the face look a little bit funny, but you should trust the process. So we are looking at what normal value does, breaking it and simplifying it, and then adding colors instead. Something you'll do right away in this project is choose your color scheme. The color scheme is going to have a darker tone or a cooler tone, a mid-range tone, and then a light tone that will probably be a little bit warm. Here's an example of using two different color schemes on the same portrait. You're going to choose a photo, you're going to darken the eyes, and then you're going to think about what happens when you add dark, medium, and light. You'll also see that these examples are upside down, which is a great way to stop seeing a face and only seeing value, and therefore being a little bit more accurate instead of just painting what you think you know. So I have chosen this portrait, and somewhere where there is not a face or body, I can make a little 2x3-inch grid. This is going to be my color key. So it's basically a neatly drawn little rectangle that is split into 6 areas, 3 on top, 3 on bottom. Because these have been lightened, you can probably get the darkest tone approximated with your own pencil lead. So one box on the side is going to be your darkest kind of gray color that a graphite pencil will show. I'm going to then look at my piece and kind of sample an idea of what mid-tone could be. It might be kind of speckly. It'll definitely be a little bit lighter than the gray I see. This is trickier than if we had a dark black and white photo, but this is to show that you're going to have dark areas, kind of speckly lighter areas, and then white, since these have been simplified. Then you're going to choose your color scheme. I want you to write those numbers in, and you can always change your mind later, but for today, I want to figure out what color scheme I will use, and this will be a key to that. Next, we're going to do kind of an eye liner. This means a line above the eye, right where the moist eyeball meets the skin, the left and the right, and depending on the angle, this can be tricky. Then you're going to trace around the iris and pupil and maybe leave a little shine. Usually the whole iris and pupil is not visible, so it will not be a full circle. We're just enhancing this whole portrait as we go, and we're starting with the eyes. So this will look weird, it will look funny, but you trust the process, and that piece by piece, even if you have things that you don't love, that overall it'll have a really cool effect. So I didn't love how I did my left eye, but I think it's going to be okay, and I'm going to move forward without being too picky. So now on my little color key, I'm going to actually brush in the colors I chose. So number 9 is this deep, rich fluorescent blue. I'm using a very tiny brush to color it in. And this gives me practice too. What's it like to paint on this smooth cardstock? In between colors, I only need to use a paper towel. I kind of scrub out the paint because they're such tiny brushes. My next color, number 4, is a pink, a fluorescent pink. It's another kind of cool color. I see what it's like to fill in these areas. How do you get a nice coverage without going outside the lines? And then I'm going to paint number 2. So I've really simplified. Any place where there is pure white, I will have some yellow. Only 3 tones is very simplified. So this will abstract. It will look funny while you're working on it. But this is an example of a portrait that's ready to go. After this point, I will have the portrait upside down for a long time.